Hey, what's happening, people? So Nottingham Forest have agreed a £5 million fee for Troyes defender Julien Biancone, which is surprisingly low considering he still had 4 years remaining on his contract. He's expected to complete his medical later today and officially sign for the club in the next 24 to 48 hours. After an impressive Ligue 1 season where he helped his side beat the drop with a 15th place finish, Biancone is prepared for a step up in terms of quality and arrives to the City ground with the experience of French and Belgian football under his belt, alongside minutes in the Champions League, an admirable achievement for someone who's still only 22 years old. In terms of his position, the man can play across the entire back line. Troyes spent the overwhelming majority of the season playing a back five, and Biancone rocked up at left wing back, right wing back, and most recently as a right-sided centre half. His versatility will prove to be a key trait across what is an unprecedented season in terms of scheduling, and I can see him being deployed in various roles depending on injuries, suspensions, and tactical setups. Aside from his time at Troyes, Biancone also had to partake in a relegation battle while at Cercle Bruges, something which will undoubtedly come in handy for a side whose primary objective for the season is to remain in the Prem. His dream has always been to play in top-flight English football after developing a close bond with arguably the greatest player in the history of the competition in Thierry Henry, who gave him his Monaco debut at the age of 18 during an injury crisis and threw him into the fold against Simeone's Atletico Madrid away, a fixture which is tough for even the best to cope with. Although he ultimately ended up leaving in search of first-team football, Biancone's intelligence and technique on the pitch following his departure have earned him comparisons with World Cup winner Benjamin Pavard, who continues to be a regular starter for both France as well as Bayern Munich. Regarding his style of play, Biancone is tall, powerful, and fast. While his attacking output is an area in need of improvement in the modern-day game, where fullbacks are expected to contribute big time, his passing and defensive metrics are hugely impressive. His ability to progress with the ball is a key trait for a side looking to push up the pitch, particularly to release pressure when they have their backs against the wall. He enjoys getting stuck in, as showcased by how often he finds himself in defensive duels, especially in the air where he gets the better of his opponents more often than not. Biancone's reading of the game helps him to intercept passes too, which is something that cannot be taught. He ranks amongst the best in the league for pressures, clearances, and tackles. This style, however, has led to 11 bookings in a mere 28 league starts, which is basically one every other game. Given he hasn't been sent off, it's not something to be too worried about, but could prove to be fatal against pacey and skillful forwards in the Premier League who are streetwise enough to target players on yellow cards, knowing they can ill afford to mistime a challenge. Overall, this is a very shrewd signing and one who is likely to be available throughout the campaign based on his impeccable fitness record, which is no surprise as he comes from a sporting family in which his mother was a swimmer, father a rugby player, sister a horse rider, and brother a fellow footballer. In addition, his former youth coach at Monaco waxed lyrical about his mindset, stating, "Julien is an excellent example for anyone trying to make it in the game. He's a humble kid with a very good mentality and will make individual sacrifices for the betterment of the team." This is exactly what Nottingham Forest need to bring some balance to a side that will likely have half a dozen new players looking to make their mark next season. Not the most glamorous arrival by any means, but the type that will be key in providing some much needed stability. Cheers for tuning in, guys. Don't want to make this video too long because I haven't seen all that much of him in action. If you happen to be a Forest supporter and are new to the channel, I highly suggest you check out my videos on Taiwo Awoniyi as well as Dean Henderson, which is on the top right hand corner of your screen right now. I hope you've all had a wonderful weekend and I'm really looking forward to seeing how Forest get on next season. Plenty more incomings to come, which I will make videos about as they happen. Peace.